Hello everyone. This is an updated OC video because I've been making a lot of them. So the first one we have here is Rock. She is actually my first ever Sandwing OC. Pretty plain Sandwing, just nice sandy yellows because, well, Sandwing. And then the other one is personally my favorite of my Sandwings. It is Burnt the Sandwing. I was going to make like a whole backstory for Burnt, but I haven't gotten around to that yet. But her jewelry is not stolen, although most people think it is. So that is Burnt. Oh, and afterwards I will be doing a in-game show of each of my favorite from the tribes. Let's continue. This is the only Skywing OC that I actually have that's an actual OC. This is Dusk. Just a Skywing. A fun thing is the reason that this tail ring, this gauntlet, is mismatched is actually because I made it before they updated the customization in the game, because Dusk was my first ever OC. So it was just all the same, it automatically darkened for the underneath. Anyways, next up is the Sea Wings. Oops, did I? Alright. This is Seaglass, the newest Sea Wing that I have made. Oops. Funky little Sea Wing. I've had a few fades on the tail. Relatively new OC. My favorite out of the Sea Wings. This is Blue Kelp. One of the really... oh, sorry. Sorry about that. This is Blue Kelp. One of my, this is actually the oldest Sea Wing that I've made. Just kind of exists. Alright, let's move on to the Ice Wings. So this is actually my only Ice Wing and it's still not finished. I never really managed to finish it because I just don't play as an Ice Wing much. So yeah. Rain Wings. So I actually have two favorites for the Rain Wings. One of them is right here, Hibiscus. She's relatively new. I think I'm gonna like start using her more for streams and videos and such, even though she won't be my main video OC. This is Fog the Rainwing. I still don't have a bio for her, and I don't really like use her at all. But yeah. And then you all probably know Mist. Because she is my video OC. So yay! Hold still so you can see. This is actually another one of the OCs that I made before they updated the customization features. Which is why she has a whole body fade and not just one section. Onto the Night Wings. So this one isn't an actual OC, I just made it because I was bored and didn't have anything else to do. This one, I don't know why this exists, but it's my favorite just because. This is the other one that I made, it's all purple. I'm not quite sure why I made it. I don't think it really should exist because it's all purple. Nightwings aren't supposed to be purple. But Alright, since there's no Hive Wings, Leaf Wings, or Mud Wings, we'll do this Silk Wings, Soul the Silk Wing. You probably know Soul, and if you're in the Discord server, you've probably seen her before from screenshots and such. She has dual fades for both her front legs and back legs with each color, blue and red. She also has distilled fades on her wings and a distilled fade on her tail with blue on top and red on the bottom. Even with this, she's mostly white, and her antennae actually have a red and blue dual fade, as well as her rings, blue and red, which are on opposite sides. Her eyes are red, and I don't really think she's a hybrid. I just kind of made her for no reason when I was relatively new to the game, so I didn't really do much with it. Actually, another fun thing about Soul, Lavender helped me make Soul, and it actually turned out real well, despite the fact that she hasn't read any of the books, nor does she play the game. On to the next one. Seashore. Okay, so I did a little mini stream that was only about like 16 or so minutes long, while I was making Seashore. If you go there, you can actually see how I specifically made the fades, and you can see something special that I did with the wings that you can't really tell otherwise. I actually made the brown by darkening an orange. I just darkened the orange enough that it looks like brown. She was a challenge to do a tribe hybrid of silk, mud, and sea. You can see right there. So I think it turned out pretty well, even though it was pretty complicated to make because I had to figure out where exactly would look good to put the blue and the mud color. Last one. This is Watermelon. Not exactly the newest OC, I've had her for a while. She has some fades on the tails. And that's really all. Okay, so here we are with Burnt. I'm going to do my favorite of all the tribes, just going into random servers. I would clip this out and show only the clips in-game, but to be honest, I'm running a little bit out of storage space, so I have to manage that. And I'm lazy, so you're just gonna have to deal with loading screens. And of course, I spawn in bugged. Alright. Here is Burnt. It's a little snake. Snake. Anyways, that is Toast. Toast the snake. That was totally, like, valid and not a waste of your time. So this is Burnt. For reference, let me get it out of the grass so you can actually see it, like up on this rock. These yellow areas are actually like gauntlets and rings and like bracelets. So keep that in mind if you're trying to draw her or something. She also has really, really dark blue, but you can just color them black. It doesn't really matter. So that is Burnt. Now on to the next one. Loading screen. Alright, Skywings. Boop. So here is Dusk the Skywing. These are not actually rings, nor wristbands or gauntlets or anything. They're actually just her natural colorization. Typically, I'll use her for prison roleplays or guard roleplays if I'm playing as a Skywing. I might make some more Skywing OCs sometime in the future. Now on to the next tribe. Sea Wings. For this one, my favorite is actually the newest one, Seaglass. And something that I do for all my OCs that I think that is pretty good to have in every single OC, just because it makes everything a little more realistic and more fun to play, is to add flaws into your OCs. Like, don't put it like animus, all sorts of major powers, blah blah blah. Put flaws like left wing always tips sideways while flying. She's teased because of her overbright scales, which I did by making them the lightest version of the blue that I could, so now they look kind of white, which is overbright. Ooh. I'm just gonna apologize. Sorry. Alright, let's run away. Run away. Run away. So we can... I'm gonna go on this log over here. Anyways. So, she has a few fades, like on this tail right here. Which, they're not very subtle fades, but they're very quick fades, and they go right back into the tail. It is a proper color. She's a very dark blue sea wing and has lime green eyes. On to the next one. I don't really have any Icewing favorites, so I'm not gonna do that one in game. Just to make room for the two Rain Wings. So this is Hibiscus. I actually named her after the flower because I thought it's all red. It's a red rainwing. Why not name it after a red jungle flower? Because they live in the jungle. So there are a lot of fades on Hibiscus, like the tail fade right here into a lighter red, and then the fade from right here, from white down into a distilled, really dark red. The very tip of the tail. I can't really get a good view of it, but there we go. And it actually looks like her wings have a fade, even though they actually don't. I think that's because of the dark wing bone that I put right here, and I didn't encase it over here. She has a very dark inner frill, which is kind of odd, especially because it's a rain wing. They're not supposed to have dark colors. This is because she's a hybrid of a rain and skywing. Now on to the next one, the one you guys probably know. Which is... drumroll, I'm not gonna smack against the microphone, because that'd just be hurt your ears or something. And it is... Mist. Mist. You guys know Mist. She's the video OC. She's in literally every Wings of Fire anything. And I use her for the inclusives too. So here she is, Fancy Mist. She has full body fades and fades on her legs that are actually a lot more visible. There's also a lot of mistakes that I've put into Mist, specifically because I don't want people to copy her or try to impersonate me, so I'll be able to tell, so you will kind of be able to tell if they're a faker or not, because you can look at the real one and be like, hey, that isn't the right shade, or something like that. It might look too similar and you'll just have to go off the username. Next. I'm gonna skip the Nightwings because I don't really have any good Nightwing OCs and go straight to the Silkwings. Don't get me wrong, I really like Seashore, she's pretty, but I still like Soul the best. Soul's the Silkwing. So as I said, she has multiple fades on both her legs and her wings. Her wings are a distilled fade, using both main colors right here so you can tell exactly what the colors I used are. So I actually mismatched the rings for a reason, because they're supposed to be the opposite. This is the red side and this is the blue side, so I put a red ring here and a blue ring here. Now that doesn't really matter probably unless you're going like super detailed into a drawing or you're like trying to replicate it, which if you're gonna replicate it, that's just sad because you just want the attention. And honestly, if you're going to replicate anyone, you might as well replicate a better or bigger YouTuber, because I'm just small and no one's really gonna recognize me right away. Anyways, that's really all for all of the OCs. I hope you enjoyed, and goodbye.